Tell me about writing Stingy, and
Yeah.
tell me about the inspiration behind all that, and why that's a new release.
Yeah, so Stingy's a brand new release. I can't wait, because I know this generation is gonna really, really gravitate to this one, because this is one of those things where just imagine, and I think we're all stingy to an extent. There's always that somebody in your life that you just don't want to share. You don't care, like he's mine or she's mine. You just know that this one is for you, right? But of course, it's one of those kind of situations where you just become selfish. And Stingy is one of those songs, in my experience, there's always gonna be that someone in your life that you just are gonna be stingy about. Like, regardless of how many people love this person, person could be the most popular person in the world, and that person could be for everybody. By nature, you don't care. That person is yours, and that's what it is. And this song is pretty much about that. It's like, I'm stingy about you. Like, I don't care. You can't blame me. This is who I am, and this is what I am to you, and this is what you are to me by force, type of thing. It could be your ex. You don't want the ex, but you don't want no one else to have them either, or have, you know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You stingy about that person. That's pretty much the definition of that.
And how did that song come about? How did that start?
Yeah, that one came about as we was coming around with new records, and I'm thinking about new topics that actually fit today, that I didn't speak about at that time, or I didn't experience at that time that I'm currently experiencing now. Like, it's like I'm always making songs related to what I'm dealing with personally, because one thing I realize in songwriting is that if you're doing it, or you're dealing with it, or somehow there's an experience that you went through that affected you, there's millions of others that's went through that same experience. And all my songs had really taught me that my experience is other people's experience. It may not be everybody's, but it's a lot of people out there that you'd be surprised who they are until you put the record out.
So tell us the process of the release of the album.
So the process of this album I'll start it pretty much with Akon's Beautiful Day. You know, that's like the first song that set up the tone, you know, for this new body of work. But of course, with every album, you have to have concepts, ideas that lead into what the people are going to be excited about. So you have to create, you know, energy that comes in that direction. And one of the most impactful energies was you could say, the concert that I did with Burna Boy. It was called Headliners Only. We did it in LA. It's a partnership with me and Kevin Hart, where we created a production company called Headliners Only. And we're paying homage to the young generation and the older generation that paved the way for them. So the first one we did was with Kevin Hart and Chris Rock. It's currently on Netflix, so you can take a look at it. And then the second one was me and Burna Boy, right? Huge concert at the Peacock Theater, and then theater release shortly after. And it's like, this thing currently opened up the door for me to be able to market my album through the process of the trailer, the film, the docuseries, and everything that kind of rolls in. But outside of all of that, we also aligned my album with the Akon Superfan Tour. And the Akon Superfan Tour was the idea to reactivate my base before the album came out. You know, I'm all over internet, all over TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. Like, I'm on social media just trending everywhere with old music and all my catalog that's been playing for the last 20 years. So I wanted to utilize that opportunity of the young generation that's now being presented to me and discovering me for the first time, to also say, okay, well, if you like this, here's a whole new body of work coming soon. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole film. So we went crazy on social media. We also represented with Universal and teamed up with them to actually commemorate the 20-year anniversary of the Trouble album. You know what I mean? So that way they was able to come back and actually re-experience what our generation had experienced from me. Because a lot of them didn't even know those songs were me. Some of them didn't even know that those songs were even related. So we were able to re-release that, and I mean, it did amazingly. So for the most part, between the tours, the AMC release, the catalog resale, and the 20th anniversary celebration, and then of course me now making sure I'm doing something super spectacular for Hard Rock, so they can see songs performed off the album before anywhere else in the world, is like the perfect setup.
Incredible. From Convict, which was released almost 20 years ago, right? To Beautiful Day.
Yes.
But you know what I'm really blown away with? Your body of work and how you literally flawlessly, I said this earlier, you flawlessly go from one genre to the next. You just create great music. You really do.
No, thank
and
you.
I'm really amazed and just, I'm a fan, obviously, musically speaking, and of just how deep your musical and musicality goes.
No, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, here's to what's next. There's a lot. There's a lot ahead of you, isn't there?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
From producer, musician, singer, songwriter, clothing line. Tell us about some of your charity work too. I know Light Up Africa.
Right.
I'd love to hear a little bit about that. And I think I'd heard that you have or are bringing it to the United States too. And
Yes.
working on that. I'd love to hear a little bit
So,
about that.
so Akon Lighting Africa is a part of our initiative to where we're bringing solar into the ruralist parts of Africa where there's no light whatsoever. And the idea when we created it was to make sure that we can electrify as many homes as possible. So we created home kits, and we were able to actually electrify 16 million homes under my foundation. And that gave us actually enough credibility to actually start a for-profit company and do governmental contracts with the local governments at that time. So we're currently now in 16 countries in Africa where we're actually supplying solar electrification to all those rural areas to help to kind of expand the energy poverty in that area.